Today I'll be talking about chapters 22 through 26 of The Catcher in the Rye and how I thought our last literature circle discussion went. I thought our last literature circle was definitely our best one. However, after our last one, I thought our first literature circle was actually the second best. Our second and third literature circles were definitely our worst. In all our lit circles, we never killed any people. We swerved occasionally, but overall, our group stayed on topic. Also, every literature circle, we progressed to become more and more balanced. However, even though we always stayed on topic, we didn't get very deep sometimes. Like Miss Day said, it was like popcorn thoughts, where we didn't fully discuss our questions. I think if we had fully discussed all our questions, we could have gotten down to the octopus, instead of being with the fishes. For me, the most significant moment from chapters 22 through 26 was on page 213. It says, "I felt so damn happy all of a sudden, the way old Phoebe kept going around and around. I was damn near bawling. I felt so damn happy, if you want to know the truth." This was pretty shocking because normally Holden is so depressed and he never ever seems happy. So Holden to be happy, that's a pretty significant moment. And that's why I thought Holden watching Phoebe go around on the carousel was the most significant moment from chapters 22 through 26. I think Holden has changed in many different ways. First of all, he's more decisive. I say this now because whenever he goes into a phone booth, he always makes up his mind on who to call. At the beginning of the story, he always went into phone booths, but never called anyone. Also though, maybe, just maybe, Holden is caring a little more about his life. If what he says at the mental hospital is true, about applying himself at school, maybe he's on track to repair his life. Lastly, like I said earlier, Holden seems to be getting happier as time progresses. If he keeps making memories like the carousel with Phoebe, he'll be a happier person. I'd say Holden and Esperanza both change throughout their books, but in different ways. Esperanza grows up throughout the vignettes in House on Mango Street, and a major lesson she learns is where her house will always be. Holden, on the other hand, he seems to somewhat grow up too. At the end, he's getting more direction to his life. However, Holden somewhat knows where he wants to end up with his life, but he has no clue on how to get there. Overall, I'd say that the common similarity between Esperanza and Holden is that they both somewhat grow up. I'm not quite sure if I liked House on Mango Street better or if I liked Catcher in the Rye better. However, if I had to choose, I think I'd choose House on Mango Street. The Catcher in the Rye may have had a better story, but taking notes in these margins, that was hard. I have to admit that. Also, I only got the full point of Catcher in the Rye after I finished the book, so for me, it was quite a struggle to read 60 pages a night. To be honest, I wasn't really a fan of either book, but the margins in House on Mango Street were a lot easier to take notes in, so I think I'd have to go with House on Mango Street. I think the scene that I found most intriguing was on page 192, and it's when Mr. Antolini is touching Holden's head. I was just confused about what his motive was for doing this, and yeah. What he was doing, he was sitting on the floor, right next to the couch, in the dark and all, and he was sort of patting me on the goddamn head. Boy, I'll bet I jumped about 1,000 feet. What the hell you doing? Nothing. I'm simply sitting here, admiring. What are you doing anyway? I didn't know what the hell to say. I was embarrassed as hell. How about you keep your voice down? I'm simply sitting here. I have to go anyway. Boy, was I nervous. I started putting on my damn pants in the dark. I could hardly get them on. I was so damn nervous. I know more damn perverts, at schools and all, than than anybody you ever met, and they're always being perverted when I'm around.